Good morning, folks. Okay, afternoon-ish. Yeah, so as you can see, I got a new computer, which is awesome because that means that I can stream videos for all of you lovely people. So, yeah, what the fuck is going on with this gift sent to the judge? I would love to know who honestly thought that was a good idea. I need to know this. I need to be aware. So, for those of you that are not on Twitter, and for those of you that are not a member of Reddit, or, really just don't go on social media at all, for those of you that just kind of, pay attention to this case a little bit, but not a whole lot, this week, apparently, some Stephen Avery guilters decided it would be a good idea to send the latest judge, Angela. I have no idea how to pronounce her name. I know it's like Polish or something, or I don't know. I don't know what her last name is. I don't know the genealogy of her last name. But anyways, the one who has denied the last two motions by Kathleen Zellner. A group of guilters decided it would be a good idea, or maybe just one guilter, I don't know, decided it would be a good idea. Hold on a second, kids. Anyways, sorry, little buddy wanted a drink. One guilter or a group of guilters, either way, a guilter, decided it was a good idea to send the presiding circuit court judge a flower arrangement in appreciation of her denying Kathleen Zellner's motions. And here's the thing, kids. This is what cracks me up about this. This is why it warranted a video. The thing is that judges and cops and all that stuff, they can't accept gifts. It doesn't matter what form the gift takes, and it doesn't matter from whom the gift comes. Yeah, there are politicians, there are judges, there are district attorneys that do take these gifts, and they're crooked. This is why we vote them out. They're a public official. They have taken an oath, whether it be an attorney or a judge or a cop or a bailiff or even a court clerk has taken an oath to be able to do their job, to just, be allowed to do their job. So as a result of that, because they've taken an oath to uphold the law and to do so in as objective and non-biased of a manner as possible, they can't accept gifts from anyone, especially on a case that they are currently sitting, that they are currently involved in. They just can't. They can't take it. They can't do it. And it doesn't matter if it came from Zellner. It doesn't matter if it came from Schimmel. It doesn't matter if it came from Kratz. It doesn't matter if it came from a private citizen who has absolutely no direct connection with the case whatsoever. It doesn't matter at all. Because to accept said gift, it would be seen as bias. So of course, the judge turned the gift away, and I respect her for that. That was cool. She could have just been like, nah. But no, she was upfront, she was honest, she was above board, fucking righteous. Here's the thing. Now, even though the case is no longer technically in her court, now, if the higher court kicks that case back to the circuit courts, she can't sit that case. Why? She was sent a gift by one side of the case with direct involvement of the case. You know, it wasn't sent with a card that says, you know, hey, you're doing a great job. Signed an admirer. No, it was sent with, hey, you're doing a great job on keeping Steven Avery in jail. Signed a whole fucking group of people. You know, she can't accept it. But here's the thing. Now, you've given Kathleen Zellner a beautiful opportunity to recuse the judge. Now, true, when you first file to recuse a judge, at least this is how it works in New Mexico. I'm not sure how it works in Wisconsin. In New Mexico, when you recuse a judge, you file a motion for recusal, and the judge whom you are filing to recuse is the one who will judge the motion. They'll sign off on it or they won't. They'll affirm it or deny it. So I'm not sure if that's how it works in Wisconsin. You know, different states, different methods. But even if this judge didn't want to recuse herself from this case, and she denies the motion to recuse herself from this case, Kathleen Zellner can now appeal that to somebody else, to a different judge, because there's always more than one way to skin a cat, and use this example as reason to recuse her. So even if you were like, great, we've got this great fucking judge who's keeping Steven Avery in prison, you just ensured that she can no longer sit this case regardless. Sorry, you just shot yourself in the foot. And by the way, I find it fucking great that this specific group, and I'm not going to name names. Y'all know who the fuck I'm talking about. If you don't, private message me. I'll tell you. This group is now claiming they were framed. Isn't that fucking great? Irony is not lost. It's not lost. Are you idiots honestly fucking claiming, and they're not just claiming that they were framed for this stunt. They're claiming Kathleen Zellner is the one who framed them. How many times exactly did your mama drop you on your head? I mean, what the fuck? You know, at the very least, you could man the fuck up and admit what you did and not try to pawn this shit off and we were framed. What the fuck? Oh my God. Grow the fuck up. And not only that, but the other issue that I have with this specific stunt is this. This stunt shows exactly where these fucking guilters' minds and priorities lay. Somebody angered him. He was mad about it. This shows just how fucking childish this particular group of people are. You know, guys, you're not going to convince anybody of your rightness by acting like a bunch of fucking children. And the fact that you pulled a stunt like this tells me, and everybody else, that you're not actually concerned with proving. Gotta love kids. You're not interested in actually proving your point. You're interested in starting shit and shit slinging. And that's not helping anybody. Starting with yourselves. It's just not. It's just not. So then we have to wonder what your motivations are. Hold on. Is it just me, or the closer we get to Christmas, the more fucking insane our kids get. It's almost like I've been good most of the year sometimes, and I just can't hold it in anymore. I don't know what the fuck goes through their heads. But it's getting old. Anyways, back to my original point. The fact that y'all would pull a fucking stunt like this shows to me and to everybody else involved that you're not actually interested in proving any kind of a point or in convincing us that Steven Avery is actually guilty. You're interested in stirring up shit. You have nothing else going on in your life. And you think that this is a big joke. And this is where I have the problem. As I've said many times, I don't know with 100% stake my life on its certainty that Steven Avery is innocent. I don't know because I wasn't there. I was not in Manitowoc, Wisconsin on October 31st of 2005. I was not attached to Steven Avery's hip. I don't know. The evidence is telling me that he is innocent. The evidence tells me that Brendan Dassey is innocent. But I don't know. What I can do is make my points in as clear and concise of a way as possible, explain away your arguments, and then go from there. None of you, not a single one of you, has come to any of us with an interest to change our minds or to argue the point or to debate. You've come to us and you've insulted us. You've talked shit. You've stirred up shit. You've doxed us, meaning that you've spread our personal information all over the fucking place, thinking that that makes you, I don't know, smart. I don't give a shit. What the fuck are you going to spread around about me that's really going to damage anything? Y'all spread around my warrant from a few months back and acted like it was this big deal. It was for an unpaid speeding ticket. It's not like I beat somebody to death, for fuck's sake. Y'all spread around my husband's Satanism and his religious beliefs like that did anything. Y'all spread around all, like, quite frankly, at this point, I don't know how much I have to tell you people this. I don't give a fuck. I will tell you anything you want to know. You know, like, the worst thing that you guys could bring out is how many times I've been married, and I've told people how many times I've been married. It's not a fucking state secret. So knock it off with the doxing shit, because quite frankly, it just proves that you're an idiot. That you're an asshole, that you're a petty son of a bitch. That's all it does. You're not proving to anybody, you're not showing us truthers that he's guilty by presenting your evidence in such a way that we can't argue with it. You know, I read an article recently, fantastic article. And this article was really fucking cool because it stated an argument that I hear a lot. In the wrongful conviction arena. People love to say when they're debating something, specifically politics, but, you know, it works in the wrongful conviction realm as well. Well, I'm entitled to my opinion. No, you're not. You're not entitled to your opinion. No, you're not. And I will tell you why. Because in situations like this, with a wrongful conviction or with politics or any of that shit, you're not entitled to your opinion. You are entitled to what you can argue. That's what you are entitled to. Because an opinion doesn't have to have any basis in fact. It doesn't have to have any evidence behind it that your opinion is the correct opinion. The correct assignment? It's been a long day. You are entitled, and especially with me, to what you can argue. And if you can't come to me with something other than the cat, or he's a convicted rapist, or whatever, then no, you're not going to convince me that Steven Avery is guilty. Now, if you come to me and say, hey, Casey, I found in the documents this and this and this, you know, and then I went over here to this reputable, verifiable source of information, and I discovered that it supported this narrative. What are your thoughts? And then I'd have to go, well, shit, I'll be damned. You did some research. Cool. Let's talk about this. But if you're just going to come at me with, well, he burned the cat. Objection, Your Honor, irrelevance. The cat has absolutely nothing to do with Teresa Halbach's death, Your Honor. The cat occurred over 20 years prior to Teresa Halbach's disappearance and has literally nothing to do with Teresa Halbach's disappearance. Oh, well, you know, serial killers kill animals when they're younger. Okay, first of all, Steven Avery was already an adult at the time of the cat incident. There are no other documented instances of small animal torture or killing in Steven Avery's record. Ergo, it's completely irrelevant from that line of view. Number two, people who torture small animals when they're children generally don't stop at one kill. 9 times out of 10, they commit rapes several times, multiple victims, torture of multiple victims before their first actual kill. This is why serial killers get away with their shit for so long, is because they hone their craft. For fuck's sake. Use your head. Now, this is my point, though. I've had a couple of guilters come to me on YouTube or on Twitter or something, and they at least have a valid point of view. They'll come to me with like actual supporting evidence of their point of view. Well, this and this, or that. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I have had some interesting conversations with these people. And the thing is that at the end of the day, we never ever can agree, which is okay. It's okay not to agree. But when you come to a truther with actual evidence, with something that can be proven scientifically as well as theoretically, well, listen. But when you just keep hammering, and then you pull a stupid stunt like sending flowers to a fucking judge, it shows us where your priorities really lay. And your priorities are not in proving that Steven Avery is guilty. You honestly think this is a game, that this is funny. You tell us that we are basing our opinions on a TV show, but you are acting like this is an actual TV show. This is not TV. This is real life. This is as real as it can fucking get. And you're able to behave like this because you live in this bubble of security. And, you know, I find it so funny. I'm going to say this, and I'm probably going to get my ass handed to me by a lot of people because of it. But I don't care. This is just a pattern I've noticed. It has been my experience that the vast majority of guilters, Steven Avery guilters, are Trump supporters. Not every Trump supporter. I actually know quite a few Trump supporters that are truthers, which is really fucking awesome. But come with me on this. Trump supporters are terrified of gun control. Trump supporters are terrified of socialism. Trump supporters are terrified of people kneeling for the flag during football games. You guys have this weird sort of fits the situation ideology with regards to government. Okay, come with me on this. Yes, it's going to be another long video. We're already 20 minutes in and I just decided to say that. Sorry. You guys are terrified of the government trying to take your guns. You guys are terrified of the government trying to take your money. You guys are terrified of the government trying to take your health care. And yet, so you're like totally against the government. You were totally against Obama. The government was bad big brother. Until it came to the Steven Avery case. And then you have the utmost faith in the government in that case. So why the fuck is it that the government can be wrong about gun control and taxes and health care and universal education, but it can't be wrong in the Steven Avery case? There's just no way that the government got this wrong. What the fuck? Do you hear yourselves on this? Do you guys honestly ever stop and think, Jesus, I think I might be a hypocrite? And let's get one thing straight. Everybody on the fucking planet, I don't give a shit who you are. You could be the fucking Pope. You're a hypocrite. Everybody is, to one degree or another. But to have such blatant hypocrisy and then tote it as though you are the only person on the planet who could possibly be right on every score, it's just ludicrous. It's ridiculous. It's what the fuck. You guilters, I respect your right to live in your bubble. I respect your First Amendment right to freedom of speech. I do not respect your entitlement to your opinion. You are only entitled to what you can argue. And if you can't argue it backed up with facts, backed up with data, backed up with science, fuck off. That's all I'm going to say on that one. And seriously, kids, this has just opened up a whole range of doors and options for Kathleen Zellner and for her team. So think on that. Just think on it. I'm going to go ahead and stop this here because I've got some chores to do around the house. And I will probably be back later today with some other odds and ends. It is the holiday season, so chances are I've got a bone to pick with somebody. So don't forget to subscribe to me here on YouTube. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Mama Phoenix 6. And if you go to BeTheRain.org, I am now a contributing writer to BeTheRain.org. So boogie on over there, check us out, and see some awesome articles. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.